G'day ladies and gentlemen, Sam Battlefields here. Thank you very much for joining me on this, my journey into the ecological dynamics and constraints-led approach for grappling, in particular BJJ. It's been an interesting couple of days, a lot more research done, really trying to get that theoretical knowledge really imprinted here. So that when I do take these classes, I have the theoretical underpinning. I do think that there is significant benefit to it. I'm extremely confident now. When I say extremely confident, I am much more confident than I was, say, a month ago. I am confident that what I'm doing is getting results. Part of this is because I am getting the feedback. I think it is probably one of the major things, but it's not just direct feedback, as in they're talking to me and saying this has been a great lesson, etc. They are saying that, which is awesome. I'm getting people, for example, today I taught 2 classes. One of them was just a one-on-one, and so it was a bit of a shortened class, so I did a little bit of yesterday's class, or the day before, sorry, because it was someone new as well. And you know, there was something that he said. Alex was sitting on the sideline for this and kind of not witnessing me coach, but he was injured, and we were originally going to go to lunch, but we had a student rock up, so I took the class. It was really good, really enjoyed it, and at the end of this class, the guy was like, "This has changed my game," blah blah blah. Granted, he did sort of look to Alex when he was saying this and be like, "Hey, this has changed my game." But you know what? The way I see it is, Alex did give him a pointer. Sorry, no, I gave the pointer. He explained it in a different way that was able to be taken, essentially, and that's fine. Like, honestly, there was an element of I haven't taught in front of Alex for a long time, so there was an element of kind of like, have you got a better way to say this, which I think really does play to my confidence in what I've done, in that I was kind of like, I was trying to explain it, the guy wasn't getting it. I explained it a different way. The guy wasn't getting it. Hey, look, there's a black belt in the room. Let's get his opinion. You know, is there something that maybe my communication wasn't working as well? And there was. So anyway, that's all well and good. Zach got something out of it. This is what I mean. Like, he's like, yep, I get more. I get so much out of this, and you'll have changed my game and all this kind of stuff. And again, we started off with the shoulder tap and navel tap game, moved into trying to get the chest on the back game, each time getting a bit of insights as to what was going on, with anything that he recognised, and then did the mount escape game. And it was great, like, it really was. So in the morning though, I had we had a couple of games. What did I start off with? It was I really do like that, the touch the shoulder, touch the navel. What I've found is that I've been considering that it's kind of like more of a boxing style thing. I've found that my stance has become very, very long, which is something that interested me while I was doing it, because I was like, yeah, well, I've got this long stance that that I normally wouldn't have. So to be able to get to be able to target, the upper body, which is interesting because I've never really sort of I never did much with that long stance, being that I was more like my striking was a bit I don't know, mate. I've got to play with it a bit more, but it was cool to sort of observe anyway. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to go through this, I suppose.
Purpose of this game, top guy in mount is just trying to maintain mount and the person's goal on the bottom is to just get a quarter or a half guard, but yeah, quarter is simple enough.
So the idea behind this one is again, it's a small portion. It's not. This is the stuff that's as I've mentioned before, 20% stand up, 20% of control. So there's two 20% and then 60% of what is on the curriculum, and the two 20% is the other sort of the stand up and the guard or stand up and control, or mix and match, whatever it is. But basically whatever is on the curriculum gets the 60%, and then the other two get the 20%. I've already explained this. Some cool stuff emerged. Paul holding on to Ridwan by grapevining his legs, which sort of and that allowed Ridwan to basically roll him over. I wasn't going to be too strict on that. If Paul wasn't going to change what he was doing, then he was going to get rolled over, and that's fine. What Paul learnt today, from what I could tell, was that he was still trying to boom everything up here instead of keeping stuff down at the hips, keeping your hands down at the hips. I hope he's learnt something from that. And he did actually. It was really cool listening to him have these realizations. Like, I actually put you up too high, and I say, yeah. So what do you know that I want to do when I'm in mount? And he's like, yeah, you want to get up high and have my arms up above my head. Awesome. So what don't you want to do? Get me up high and have my arms up like that. Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. So that was pretty cool. Good little revelation. I think he called it. And then we'll have a look at this one. This one was the main curriculum.
So the main game of today is,
as you can tell, this was a hard session, guys. So there was I'm not really sure. There was a bit of intensity, but guard is when you're actively doing guard, you are utilizing your entire core, right? So yeah,
to have a leg assisting over the one or two legs across the top of the back with one or both wrists controlled, and the leg over the top needs to be breaking the posture. So stopping, there we go. And then if Aaron can keep that posture down, it's got that. And then that's a wrist control. So
the goal was essentially to be using the legs across the top back two quadrants, or the shoulder two quadrants, whether it be two legs. So I found that I would be trying to get one leg over, and I would get almost like a rubber guard sort of thing, but Paul made a really good observation, and he made it really, really difficult. He was actually the hardest out of all of them, including Aaron, to do anything to, because he just focused, his entire focus was on ensuring that my hips could not move off the ground, which just shut down so much. So it was so incredibly difficult to get this task, this seemingly simple task, to get to be done. It was just really, really difficult. So that was cool, because it made me have to think more about what I was doing. So moving forward, I think one of the key things that I'm going to take away would be probably, I've got to play with it. This is one thing that I'm loving. Because I don't really play too much guard, but I do work with guard quite a bit. Like work on my guard, so I don't get it in nature as such, like in the wild, as often. But I don't work on it in the wild as often, but I'd like to, and so doing this is really good, because it's it's just getting me to focus on one task when that person's focused on stopping that task. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. This was today was a really good session. I did end up having lunch with Alex, and I think I've got less of that initial sort of cult-like enthusiasm, and more of the stoicism that comes with not understanding something a little bit deeper. Again, I'm not saying, like, I would say that I'm at the bottom of the low of the Dunning-Kruger curve. I would say I'm about there. So, like, I realise that I don't know, but I know that I know more than the average person. Is essentially that. And to the point where I'm kind of realising that, because I've done so much theoretical sort of research on the topic, that I'm probably at a point now where I'm able to distill the ideas much better, so I don't sound like the crazy person that I probably originally sounded like. Anyway, thanks for joining me on this, my ecological dynamics and constraints-led approach journey. Stick around next week. I will be having a chat with Professor Ian Renshaw and Dr. Michael Maloney, I believe it is. Let me follow that up. But it's one of his PhD students, and I am exceptionally keen to speak to these guys, because I'm really looking forward to asking some cool questions of them both. Thanks very much. Peace.